the current manager, Millwall legend as a player, and now he's heading that way as a manager. But man, what was it like to play up front with him? You had a great partnership.
Yeah, it was good. I've answered this question a few times. I think the main thing is we both played non-league football.
Right.
And certain players you sort of hit it off with, other players you don't. And he was just one of them. We sort of understood where each other were coming from. And certain little things, like obviously a lot of the balls were played up to me in the air. And I always said to him, I'm going to head it, flick it on obviously towards their goal. Wherever I am on the pitch, if I'm central, I'll flick it on straight.
Yeah.
If I'm on one side, I'll just flick it towards the goal. So he had an idea of where it's going.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas I think a lot of players just flick it on and hope that someone's going to go there.
Yeah. It's quite. When you say it in them terms, it's quite simple, but it's quite obvious. But it's not at the same time, isn't it? It works.
I don't think a lot of people sort of realise how simple it is.
Yeah.
But if you sort of communicate with each other, and it worked a lot of the times. And Neil's an unselfish player. I mean, I've watched videos. Okay, he scored loads of good goals, but he has set up a lot of goals as well.
Yeah.
So no, I enjoyed playing up front with him.
Did you have a lot to do with him? So as we've already said, you know, he was an older head. We already discussed off camera. He was travelling up to Millwall, so he didn't get a lot of nights out with the boys. But did you? What was it like off the pitch? Did you have a good relationship with him off the pitch, or not really?
Yeah, I mean, all the lads were brilliant up there. To be fair, there was nobody you thought don't really sort of get on with them.
Yeah.
And
that can play a massive part, can't it, as well? Good change.
Definite. And to say there were good young bonded lads like Robbie Bryant, Richard Sadlier, and I think a lot of them sort of hung about together. Richard Sadlier and Robbie Bryant had their own place they used to share.
Oh, I've heard it's carnage.
Loads of stories about it. I think they had a cleaner in there about every day of the week.
Obviously, you know, Neil is now managing. Could you see that in him? Because I've heard not.
No.
When he was playing with you, think, you know what, I can really see him being a gaffer one day.
Yeah, you never sort of look at players as being a manager. You don't sort of think of that when you're playing. Obviously, a lot of the players try and stay in the game as long as they can. And if you're cut out to be a manager, which some people are, some people aren't. A classic example is Sean Dyche.
Yeah, Dyche should come from that side as well.
He's done absolutely brilliant,
yes.
And he was like a policeman. I used to room with him on a Friday night round his flat, him and his girlfriend at the time, and it was funny. He used to boss her around the place outside. Obviously, when it comes to organising a team and that, he'd had experience, but yeah.
Just covering a few more in the dressing room. Someone I know well, and you'll know well, Tony. Well, the last time I spoke to him, Tony said this.
Paul Moody, end of.
Yeah, but it's funny. I've got one back for you, Tony. Anyway, I've just seen a clip of you out in Thailand, and you need to sort the vest out.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's vest in fashion, all not for me anyway.
No,
yeah.
They was, but no. He was an integral part of that squad. Good keeper, big part of the dressing room as well.
Big part. What do you mean by that?
Not that she didn't mean it. No, you know, he claims to be the life and soul of the dressing room, and
yeah, there were loads of characters in the dressing room. To be fair, yeah. Tony, I'd say Tony was one of them. Mark Bertram, he was probably the chirpiest out of a lot of them. Neil Harris was obviously quite confident, and I think that's helped him as a manager. But then you had the likes of Christophe Kinney coming in, who was obviously French and a little bit. His humour was a little bit different from the English players.
We've heard plenty on it.
Yeah. And then you obviously had the Paddies, Richard Sadlier, Robbie Ryan.
United Nations in that change.
A lot of sense out there. And then you had Nevers. Little story about Nevers. I think this was one of the first games, and I always used to like rooming on my own on away games because I like to get a good night's sleep. Anyway, Rhino said to me, "You're going to be rooming with Nevers tonight." I said, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And this was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm fast asleep, and all of a sudden Nevers has bottled up out of his bed, and he's shouting out, "Get the fucking defence up yourself! Get the fullbacks in and all this." And they didn't tell me this. He has these dreams of that. He used to wake up and
defend. How's that?
I'm sitting there thinking someone broke in the room, someone's going to stab me or something.
Stuart never got so dedicated to calls he defends in his sleep.
He was, yeah. Unbelievable. He used to make, he'd be sick before games. And
I've heard all these wolf noises he makes and all sorts, didn't he?
Yeah.
So moving on to, I said to you off camera before we started, you're regarded by many, you very fondly remembered at Millwall, and as almost as what I would describe as a short impact legend. You know, Steve Claridge falls into that bracket, Kevin Muscat. You actually wasn't at the club that long, but you just remembered as you know, with great memories and actually as a legend. So I think you only played 69 games for us, scoring 20-something goals. And I said to you before we went on here, what's your best way? You said I don't remember much of them.
Yeah, I don't.
But you must remember the chip against Lee RMI.
That was probably the best, or one of the top 5 goals. It was just one of them random things you try it, and the keeper was off his line at the time. But the goal against Gillingham as well, when we drew 2-2 at home, that was another one I actually remembered.
You scored in the season we went up. You scored 2 hat-tricks. Do you remember it against
Reading?
Yeah.
I remember the Reading one because there's another story about that.
Go on.
Putty the kit man had forgot to pack my boots from the training ground. I think we trained in the morning.
Yeah.
And he'd forgot to pack my boots, so it was like
he's only got one job.
Around exactly. That's why he's not there anymore. But no, the guy, I can't remember the guy. Richard Shaw, was it goalkeeper?
Yeah. No,
young apprentice.
Oh, I thought it meant Richard Shaw. I thought it meant like the
No,
defender.
No, I'm getting it wrong. I'm trying to think of his name. Ginger sort of haired keeper. Young lad, he was apprentice anyway. At the time, he had I was size sort of 10, 11. And he had this pair of size 9 boots, and I tried them on. And I thought if I could soak them down with water, make them a bit softer, and that put them on, and that was more pleasant than scoring the hat-trick, taking them off after the game. But I wore them, and it was a strange sort of thing, you know, wearing someone else's boots and scoring a hat-trick.
Yeah.
And the other one I can't remember.
Wigan,
of course. Yeah, I don't remember. It's all coming back.
it's all come flying back.
Yeah, no, that was a massive game because they were a bit of a bogey side to us, and they beat us obviously in the playoffs the year before. So at home, I think we had a full crowd there, and that was probably one of the highlights there, that game. And I think after I scored the last goal, I was literally waiting to be taken off because I was injured at the time.
Yeah.
I think I just was sandbagged out, and then. I think it come from a corner, the ball just come to me, I just stuck my foot out, put it in, and then they put my number up and come off, so it's like, get me off.
You scored, so we've covered the 2 hat-tricks you did score. Now I think this earlier off the news at Den, because I didn't actually remember this, if I'm honest. The last game we won to go up against Oldham, 5-0 we won. You scored 2 that day. Now there was a penalty, which you got the chance to take an hat-trick.
That's right, yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah, I remember it well. I mean, Neil Harris was on the Golden Boot. I think he needed 1 or 2 more goals to get the Golden Boot, and I was on a hat-trick, and I would have normally taken the penalties.
Yeah.
And we spoke about it before the game, and I knew in the back of my mind he was on this Golden Boot, so I thought, being a gentleman, I'd let him take it. Lucky enough he scored. If he hadn't done it,
well, his job done by then. What a day that was.
Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, from full house again, probably 20,000 there would have been.
Yeah, 20,000.
Everyone was buzzing up for it, and I think we did have to win, didn't we?
We had to win the league.
Yeah.
We was already up, but we had to win the league. I remember they come out before the game. And they all had balls as well. Oldham players, and they was kicking balls into our crowd, like clapping. And my mate went, "We're going to absolutely smash this day," because they were like 14th. Didn't matter to them.
Yeah.
My mate, we were going to absolutely, and we did. And what way to do it?
Was absolutely brilliant. I think Steve Reed got an absolute brilliant goal as well. Yeah, but you couldn't sort of beat that. And afterwards, sort of walk around the pitch. You had the music, welcome to the House of Fun, madness, bit of madness, welcome to the Lion's Den, and no, really, you can't beat it as a player, and that's one of the things you miss when you're not playing now. Them little buzzes, you know.
Eventually, you left the club.
Yeah.
Went back to the place where you made your name as a player, Oxford. You're even bigger there, legend there than you are at Millwall.
Yeah, it was a strange time for me because I said earlier on I was going through personal problems, split up my ex-wife, and I was finding the travelling up was a little bit difficult, and I'd suffered a bit of depression as well, and that was sort of creeping in. And I just thought, you know what, I've had enough of football now. I could quite easily pack it in, and I remember the game Steve Grip said to me, I think this was the Gillingham game, he said, "No, you can't give up, and you need to keep on going, whatever," and played that game. And then after that, basically, I had a good chat with Mark McGee, and this was one of his attributes as a manager, man management. He was second to none.
Yeah.
And I think that's 90% of being a good manager is man management.
100%.
Know your players and getting the best out of them. I had one day I went in there to train, broke down in tears, and he basically said to me, "Look, you need to take time off." He said, "I've been in the same sort of situation," so he said, "I know where you're coming from." And he massively looked after me. He even offered me sort of coaching jobs there, and Theo offered me another year there, and then that was when the time when Oxford come in.
Well, listen, don't worry about what went after. At Millwall, you was a short, true legend.
Thank you very much.
Paul Moody, Lions Lounge. Come on, you Lions.